People had and I would ask, do you know of a situation where your loved one was in a nursing home and you have a horror story to talk about? I would bet you our lines would load up.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of done it. Mm-hmm. But we do have a guest coming on about it. Her name is Jen Fitzpatrick. She's a health education expert. And Jen, do you agree with that? The lines would light up?
Yeah, I would think that a lot of people have comments and questions about this issue.
Can I tell you one story?
Sure.
I know of, I'm not going to say this person, but it was a female, and they were in a nursing home. And the problem that happens is when someone gets older and then older and then older, sometimes maybe we, unlike the Chinese that look and honor their elderly and see them as being wise, we kind of are like, well, we're young, we know better. And this person, this woman, was saying, there is a man that is coming in, and he is watching me shower. And then it happened again. And then it happened again. And then he was standing over me while I was sleeping. Turns out it was true. And the family didn't know what to do. And how about that they made the complaint and they just moved the guy off the floor to a different floor? Sickening, isn't it?
You know, those things do happen sometimes, but the thing to keep in mind is, you always have to check it out. A lot of times the staff or the family, they'll assume, well, gosh, this person's memory is no good, or if they have any cognitive impairment, it must be a hallucination.
Yeah, they're
or
dreaming
something.
it.
You always have to check it out. Is it possible that it really happened?
Well, and in this case, this elderly woman was at that point where she had lost credibility. Mm-hmm. So, she'd say things that had happened and they really didn't happen. But this turns out really did. And that's why I guess you got to check it out.
You always have to check it out.
I feel bad for the people who are just put into a nursing home and they're all on their own. They don't have family that come and visit.
Well, the good thing is that really the vast majority of nursing homes, assisted livings, adult daycare centers, they are trying to do the best that they can, most of them. And I think sometimes when we like you're telling the story about that you just told about somebody doing something malicious, when that happens, it really gets a lot of attention.
Right. Well, and the fact, I think we're very lucky here. We have some, they have, some of our places have like happy hours and all the social events. I mean, happy hours. They actually use alcohol, which is awesome. I mean,
well, you know what? The people that are at senior living communities are adults. They're over 21.
Right. We're over 21 once you get to that age.
So what you're describing actually sounds probably more like assisted living.
Yeah, probably.
Than nursing home.
I see.
So, there's different levels of care. But, yeah, absolutely. If someone is a grown-up and they want to have a drink and their doctor's okay with it, why not have a happy hour at a senior living community? Or
how about the old man, the old lady that kind of get together? And people look at them, that is disgusting. No, it's not disgusting. They're still human.
Yeah. Well, we're all sexual beings until the end of our lives.
Until it's all over, we are what we are.
Absolutely.
Although I'm not sure women are, to be honest. I think it's just the men, but I could be wrong.
I think it goes in both directions. You'd be surprised. There's a lot. Believe it or not, there's actually a lot of intimacy going on in senior living communities.
Oh, we've talked about this before.
I don't want to hear anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all. I mean, think about this. I got to tell you, if you've spent your life with a partner and that partner is gone and now you're alone, that's a terrible thing, right? First of all, you've lost the person that you love, and now you have to spend the next 10, 20 years by yourself. I mean, I don't think that's... Why should we expect that, right?
And it's interesting that you say that. A lot of times adult children especially become really defensive about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's too bad because, that parent deserves to, if they want to meet somebody or, and it's sometimes not even about a real... it's not like they want to get remarried or that they necessarily are having sex with that person. They just want to have that companionship.
Yeah. You could ask Dad to make sure he signs a prenup so that she doesn't take all the money.
Correct.
You can do what you have to do. But at the end of the day, companionship is pretty important.
Absolutely.
So what do we take out of this, Jennifer? I mean, if you have someone in a nursing home, what are the lessons and what are the things we have to do in terms
Okay,
of...
so here's the big things. So in my book, Cruising Through Caregiving, Reducing the Stress of Your Loved One, I actually have a whole chapter on what you have to keep your expectations in check. The senior services out there are never going to be perfect. So you want to know that going in. Nothing is perfect. But you want to have reasonable expectations. You want it to be clean. You want the staff to treat your loved one like a person.
Yeah.
You want them to treat them like a human being. You want them to look them in the eye. You want to look at what are the report cards saying? Most states have a state survey where when the regulators come in, what are they saying about that community or that organization? But so those are a few things that you want to consider when you've got your loved one in a community but the other piece of it is, if you want your loved one to have the best possible care, you've got to participate.
Right.
You've got to be part of it. You can't just leave your loved one in a nursing home, assisted living, or a group home, and if you're not involved in some way, there's a lot of people know when you go to the hospital, isn't it good to have a friend or family stop by,
right.
check on things? How's it going? And I think that in a lot of cases in senior living communities, that people will get more attention, and people are going to pay a little bit more. The staff will pay a little bit more attention if they know, what, you've got loved ones that care. You've got loved ones that check in with you.
Jennifer Fitzpatrick is a founder of Generations Health Education, an instructor at Johns Hopkins University, and the author of her book, which again, the book title again?
Cruising Through Caregiving, Reducing the Stress of Your Loved One, coming out in September.
Can I bring up one big issue that I think it happens to a lot of people? And that is sometimes when, and it's not just Alzheimer's, but sometimes when people get older, they do change.
Of course.
And sometimes they can get a little crotchety and a little maybe mean. And it's important for the family members to understand that there's a change going on and not abandon. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So you're right. There is cognitive impairment, which is one thing. If you have dementia like Alzheimer's or something else, that's one thing. But a lot of times when someone's aging and if they're facing their mortality, maybe they're dealing with a lot of chronic illnesses, they don't feel well, they've been encouraged to go to a nursing home, an assisted living, maybe they have home care in the home. They're angry. They're mad that they can't take care of themselves anymore. So sometimes they're going to take that out on loved ones. And loved ones, it's real hard, but you want to try not to take it personally. And that's why self-care for the family members is so important.
I just hope I go quick.
A lot of people say
that. That's what I'm
that.
hoping for. Yeah.
But see, at the same time, people say that, and I wouldn't want to suffer, and I'd hate to see anyone else suffer. I just think about, I have a family now, like just an opportunity to be a great grandfather or just to see things.
Well, you can do that healthy in a healthy way.
You can, I guess. You can.
That's why I guess trying to stay healthy is what it's all about. So, Jen, interesting stuff. So, this book is something people should grab when it comes out in the fall. So, we appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a great day, Jennifer.
You also. Bye-bye.
Christine with news. Coming up, hold tight, 8:32 at WIBX.